I'm Jay Jackson. Welcome to WineNewsNoir.com. Thank you for watching and subscribing. We begin this episode in Los Angeles, where a one-time Hollywood executive left the studio life for a new adventure into the world of wine. And it's all starting in her backyard.
Thank you all for being here.
Yeah. You're looking at the start of something big. Kiana McGee and her friends gathering in her backyard for a wine tasting that will eventually lead to the creation of the Leimert Park Wine Bar.
I'm really passionate, excited about launching Leimert Park Wine and making it its own space. But this is my first sort of key to the journey, my first little foray into the space.
Leimert Park is a cultural mecca for LA's African-American community. From African dance circles to traditional cuisine, the area is known nationwide for its artistic impact. But one thing that's missing is an upscale wine bar that caters to the wine lovers in the area. McGee plans to change that.
And we don't have anything really of our own. We don't have our own real entertainment spaces other than a restaurant and a fairly new sort of sports bar space. So, you know, for folks that like a little bit more of a sophisticated space where they can enjoy wine, we just don't have that here. So I wanted to create something for people that live in the neighborhood and the community to come to and, you know, have easy access to as a great little happy hour spot or a date night.
McGee says the wine bar will feature wines produced by African Americans and other people of color, as well as women winemakers, categories that are woefully underrepresented in the industry. Judging by the wildly successful 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood, which offers similar selections, Leimert Park Wine has a solid future, something longtime friend Shelly Brown is excited to see.
God, I'm so excited for Kiana. She is amazing. I've been supporting her for years, and everything that she says that she's going to do, she accomplishes. So I'm really excited for her about tonight.
This is what we need. You know, bringing communication back, bringing back that flavor, you know, drinking wine, and also just that's the starting point. And from there, it's sky's the limit.
So it's important for me to not only serve my community, but also to create a micro economy of sorts to help these winemakers continue to grow and have a space in the winemaking world.
McGee hopes to have Leimert Park Wine open by April of next year. And now for a follow-up to a story we first brought you in December of last year. That's when the Association of African American Vintners launched its $25,000 entrepreneur grant. The program promised to give $5,000 cash to 5 black-owned wine businesses to do with as they please. We now know which lucky businesses got the cash. AAAV awarded the grants to Boyd Crew Wines out of Maryland, the 5011 Collection in Virginia, Cherami Wine in Texas, Free Range Flower Winery in California, and Opulence Wines in Michigan. I talked with 2 of the recipients about what the grant means for their business.
We are going to be using the $5,000 for operational cost. We are about to go into retail here in Texas, and so that has costs associated with it. So the grant is going to really help us be able to get onto shelf faster.
The first thing I need is to update my logo. My logo is really a little outdated and needs some touching up. And I'm going to also be using it for social media. I need a lot of help.
All right, congratulations there. DTC sales, unemployment numbers, and a new wine-related television show are the top stories for this month's Wine in a Minute. Direct-to-consumer wine sales dropped by 8% in March from a year ago. Experts say the drop is part of the market's normalization from the record growth during the COVID years. Cabernet Sauvignon led the sales numbers with 30% of the market, followed by red blends, then Pinot Noir. The Napa County unemployment rate increased slightly, going from 3.5% in March of 2022 to 3.6% this past March. But that's revised down from the 3.8% reported in February by California's Employment Development Department. Napa tied Sonoma County for the 7th lowest jobless rate in the state, while San Mateo ranked first with just 2.8% unemployed. Apple TV's new wine-centric streamer Drops of God premiered last month to rave reviews. It follows 2 wine masters competing for a $150 million inheritance. Critics call it lush, profound, and delightfully snobbish. And finally, we go to Inglewood, California, where a retired architect and educator are sharing their new passion the old-fashioned way, face-to-face, and in the process, they're building a legacy. From their award-winning Grenache to their tingly Pinot Noir, Dexter and Marilyn Meadows knows a thing or two about wine.
There's a Merlot, Syrah Rosé, the Grenache, which is the Pinot.
Oh, the Pinot.
They brought their Meadows Estate collection to the glitzy 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood, California, treating customers to a taste of what they do.
We did tasting where he instructed them about what to taste for, what to look for, what to smell.
This will be a learning lesson for us. We'll take a lot of information from this and probably institute some of what's going on here into our tasting room.
That tasting room is in the picturesque Umpqua Valley of Oregon, about an hour's drive off the Pacific coast. That's where the couple set up shop in 2019, establishing the 100-acre vineyard and winery.
We like to think that we make good wine, but it's not for everybody's palate.
The Meadows are one of fewer than 50 African-American winemakers who actually own the land that produces their wine, a number they hope to increase as they plan to pass the winery down to their children.
Well, hello, wine lovers.
Their son Dexter Meadows II has already created a fictional character to promote the winery to a younger audience.
We are doing a social media launch for Meadows Estates, and so I have a character I'm going to get into. I call it the Farnsworth Bentley character.
We were looking for something to do after retirement, and we asked ourselves what's going to be our next adventure. And we didn't know, we just started looking.
And what they found was a lot of hard work, even though it was pretty much a turnkey operation. In the end, though, it all pays off, says the patriarch and retired architect, who still keeps a sense of humor, evident by this answer when I asked him to offer some advice to potential vineyard owners.
Don't do it.
No, just know that it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too, because you meet so many different people from so many different places.
For more information on Meadows Estate Winery, just go to their website at meadowsestatewinery.com. In addition to the winery, the Meadows also opened a 5-bedroom Airbnb for guests on their property. And that's going to do it for this episode of WineNewsNoir.com. Please visit our sponsors on our website. Once again, thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm Jay Jackson. Cheers.